items, what would you say you then
Spend my money on?
mhm.
Probably just holidays, because I really appreciate time. And I think hobbies now, I'm really into hobbies.
Yeah.
So like, oh, like when I was younger, I used to do ice skating. It's a super expensive sport, and I think it got too much for my parents to like maintain once I got to a certain point, so I couldn't do it. Now I can do it. Like I just picked up lessons, you know. If I wasn't working, I wouldn't put myself in a position to do lessons, because I don't think I'd be able to keep it up. You know, it's £50 for half an hour, and that's a
Wow.
lot of money for just some
Wow.
ice skating lessons. But doing it has brought me so much happiness. So more things like that. I maybe want to pick up the piano, start piano lessons.
No.
I think I want to get a pilot's license and learn how to fly a plane.
Yeah, you was telling me, and I was so shocked when you said
Yeah.
that.
I think that'd be sick. It's just something to say that I can do. Like, how many people can say they did that? And it's funny, like, I mentioned it to my colleague. He was like, oh, yeah, my dad's doing it. Like, it's so normal for a lot of people in
that background.
Yeah, from that background, you know? They don't see these things as wild.
Nice.
So I want the opportunity to do that. I'd love to get a pilot's license. And there's a flying ground right behind me. Oh, wow. Kind of. Yeah, like 5 minutes up the road. So.
And so how do you plan on then trying to, I wouldn't say migrate, but like move into this wealthy class? Because you fit the role, I think. You fit the role. How do you plan on taking yourself and your children in the future to that stage? Because like I said, it'll be nice just to casually say, yeah, I've got pilot classes. You know, that's a great thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that it's really interesting, and it'll be interesting to hear what you think. But I think that a lot of people are maybe trying to force this. How do I word this?
Status?
Yeah, maybe force a status by things that don't actually define that status. That's a good way to put it. Okay. So I think a lot of people are maybe trying to force a class or status that maybe that
they're not truly.
Not that they're not truly from, but using things that don't define that class or status, like designer. Okay. The people who are in that class and status aren't in there because of what they wear, you know? It's not... Do you know what I'm trying to say? I don't know if I'm conveying it correctly, but I think that I'm not trying to be anyone I'm not. I walk into every room as myself, and it's take me as I am or leave me, you know? It's accept me for who I am or leave me. And I think that I'm good with people, so it helps. Yeah. All I think that I'm going to do is just be smart with my money, not spend it on things that are poor investments that just depreciate the second you get them. Anything to do with experiences, I'm all for, but like my need to buy new shoes and new trainers and new bags and all this stuff has gone, you know, because I'd rather that money go on something better.
Yeah, more fulfilling.
More fulfilling, or just a safer option, you know? Yeah. So
I think it was a few years ago when I realized experiences is way better than the whole materialistic thing. Yeah. You know, you build wisdom from them. You learn a lot of things. Like, I'm pretty sure you can agree, traveling, you must see the world in a different light.
Yeah. And there's so many places I want to see, you know. I want to see Costa Rica, and I want to see Zanzibar, and I want to go to all these places, and Bora Bora, and Iceland, and Finland, and Lapland, and all these places that I would have never like pictured in my realm of possibility before, you know? So I think that the goal isn't to be part of the upper class or anything like that. I don't want to phrase it like that, you know? I want to be myself, and I want to be the best person that I can and present the best opportunities for myself and for my future children and work hard, you know? If I can work hard for the next 10 years, the position I can be in at 30 is like incredible. And then maybe 10 years after that, you know, who knows anything?
Yeah, I think and that's why I don't do 5-year goals. A lot of people ask me, what's your 5-year plan? I'll be real, like, even I would never think 5 years ago I'll be where I am today.
Yeah, so, exactly. Working with the brands that you work with, having all this, you know, influence and people recognizing you and knowing who you are. You don't picture this for yourself.
Yeah,
you know?
It just, I think the most I plan for is like 1 or 2 years. So yeah, again, at 40, who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Who flipping knows?
I think that I really, 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 I know I'm so young, but I really, really want to like family, and I want to be married. No, no way. But I really want to be married. I really want a family. I'm not one of these women who just want to work to death and never have like that side of life.
Yeah.
I think that's really important, and I really hope that, work never gets in the way of that, because I'd hate to sacrifice that family life for the sake of my career. But also, when I do have that, I don't want to be working loads.
Okay.
I want to spend, my parents worked a lot when I was younger, and I want to be able to spend more time with my children.
That's really interesting, because I think that's really interesting you say that, because even though they worked loads, you still want to do the opposite. I feel like with others, for those that had mums that didn't work as much, they understand why it's important to not work too much and focus time. Was it from like just seeing other people or seeing TV shows?
No, I think that, like, I don't know, like sometimes if your parents working, they can't necessarily be there, I want to be there, I want to have the freedom to be so present in my children's lives, through everything. I don't want to be working so I can't pick up my children from school. Okay. I don't want to be working so I can't go to my children's play. But I also want to be stable enough to be able to send them on every school trip and to, send them to a good school and all of this stuff. So I'm really conscious of that side of my future. Okay. I want that more than anything, even though I feel like I scare loads of men away right now at this age anyway.
Well, what would you say are the requirements for like a man that you...
All the requirements for my man?
Yeah.
I love gentlemen. So someone who's like a really nice gentleman, really courteous, all that good stuff. Doors and chairs and car doors. And
okay, that's serious.
All that stuff, really kind. Someone who is confident. Yeah, someone who's confident, but not like flashy confident, like arrogant confident. Someone who's like cool and subtle, calm. Yeah, that subtle confidence, that's me. Someone who's good at something. So I do quite like academic men, even though I don't really bump into them often. But like whether your thing is like academia, whether your thing is a business, whether your thing is a sport, I think you should have something.
And you should be proportionally good.
Yeah, I want someone who's good at something, whether that's like, I can't see myself dating an athlete, but whether that's like football or whether that's like music or whether that's like you're very good at maths and you're like insane at coding and tech, or like you're very knowledgeable about history or law or something, you're the best lawyer, or I want someone who's good at something.
Would you say then just having someone that's doing well just makes you feel stable and comfortable? And
I think it's not necessarily about the financing, but I just like when people have their things. Yeah, and when they have something that they're passionate about. I want someone to be passionate and come back and be like, oh, Reme, like, I'm going to talk to you about this. I'm going to tell you about this. Or this happened in my day and da-da-da. And this is the history of this. I want to be like, wow, I didn't know that, like.
That's good, man. That's good.
Or like watch someone do something that they love and be like, oh, wow, like,
He's really enjoying his time. And
yeah.
Yeah, nice.
But then I also appreciate creatives as well. So I can see myself with anyone who is a gentleman, who is kind, who is loyal, who I could put in a room with my family and with my colleagues, and if I went to an event, and they'd be able to talk to all of these different types of people, and I wouldn't have to like baby them,
A people's person.
Yeah, to an extent. You don't have to be like an extrovert, but I'd want you to be able to talk to different types of people and not need me to like hold your hand or overpower you. I want to be powered to an extent though, because feminism. Yeah.
No, that makes sense. So what would you say? But would you say right now in your life, would you say you're more focused on the career side, or there's still time for that?
I think that I'm definitely focused on my career, but I also think that boys don't really approach me like they used to anymore. Like they just don't like.
The pandemic, it rubbed us up, man.
A year ago, like, it's so different to now,
Really?
I feel like boys are sometimes intimidated.
You think, but what? Because of what?
Yeah, maybe because of or maybe the perception that they have of me. And I don't know if that's my fault for how I put it across, but maybe they think, oh, she's like...
She's too bougie.
Yeah, not too bougie. Yeah, I don't like that word. But yeah, like maybe she's too much for me, or she's in a different place to me. So I don't know. Because I've never been one to necessarily date older.
Really?
Because I also think that you should date someone who's in the same place as you. But now I'm not necessarily in the same place as a lot of the people at uni. So I guess that's my alternative, you know?
That's interesting you say you don't date older.
Like, what business do I have with someone who's 5 years older than me?
That's true, but...
Before. Like, because I'm not doing any of the same things you're doing, but now I kind of am. You know? Now I'm in the same place, kind of, where they are.
Yeah.
But before I wasn't. I was just in uni, in bed, 12 hours a day. I don't have any business with someone 5 years older than me in the working world.
But then, obviously, what other girls would say would be like, or other women, they will say like, oh, with older men, it comes more maturity. They're more grown. I think there's a study that women mature way more, like the brain develops quicker than the man. So I'm surprised, but that's interesting.
I get that. It's just never been my thing, I think, because... because of the place I was in, I just didn't see it as being compatible. Now it makes the most sense, but back then it didn't really make.
So you'll say the men are lacking confidence nowadays.
I think that I intimidate a lot of men, and I understand why. Because if I was a man who wasn't very confident, I'd probably be intimidated by myself too. But that's why I think that I'm probably just built for a certain type of person.
So you just gotta wait and.
I'm happy to wait it out, you know.
Yeah, but I think, quality over quantity. I think
exactly.
It must be long having to.
I also don't have time. Like, I don't have time, and I don't have time to talk to like silly boys now. You know, I can't be upset over men and emotional over men when I have work to do. You know,
I think that's like there's a secondary school problems that we used to all deal with, but now no one has time to go through all these arguments and plenty of talking stages.
Yeah, and I definitely don't have time. Like, let's say a boy throws me off because we've had an argument or because he's messing me around. Like, that's going to affect me at work. And that might make me make an emotional decision instead of a rational one. And I make that decision and that costs me, 30 grand, 50 grand, I'm not going to put myself in that position. Yeah. So I think that my focus is... I want love, and when it comes, it will come, and hopefully it comes, but no rush.
Yeah, no, that's big. And I wanted to also talk about what made you want to get on TikTok as well, actually, like social media and being on there, your whole face, you're smiling.
I saw you and you inspired me.
Oh, really? Serious? you jumped on because I was on it.
No, but I do love your content. I don't know. I think that before I was super like...
anti-social?
Yeah, I wasn't really a social media person. I cared so much about what other people think. So when I see people like you, especially at the beginning, when I saw people like you just post, it's different because you're a boy though, but people just post without any care in the world. Yeah. They don't care about the criticism. I really respected it. When I was so scared to post like without makeup or like all of this stuff as a girl, and it was never really my thing. I just did it in the pandemic because I was so bored, and I thought it was just 10-year-olds on the app. I didn't think the app would grow as much as it has today. So it wasn't intentional, but I mean, I'm so glad I did because I got a job out of it. It's literally the reason I am where I am now.
How many followers are you on
now? Not as many as yours. Like 150.
Wow, that's big. Do you ever stop to think, wow, 150k people are just here to see what I have to say and do? It's just a bit mad. I think
it just makes me... Sometimes I just have moments where I'm so quiet and take everything in, from TikTok to work to my mental growth, because just as I said, so much changes in a year. There's people who come to me and they're like, I've watched you for 8 months and I've seen your... I'm like, what?
It's mad, isn't it?
It's mad.
They feel like they know you through the app, they have an emotional connection with you. Yeah. You don't even know they exist.
And obviously I used to be like that. I've had my fair share of fangirling over whatever celebrity. So it's crazy to think that people do that for me. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now that makes sense. Would you say... What was I going to ask you? I forgot. It was somebody TikTok.
What do you think? How do you feel how do you feel like things have changed in the past year for you?
In what sense?
Just out of interest. So much changes in a year. So how much, just out of interest? What has happened for you right now that you didn't think would have happened in the
I think the whole influence thing that I give off to people, I didn't deep it like a year ago, but nowadays, now that I'm getting older and I see people like 18 looking up to me, making decisions based on my videos, the looks I get in the street. Oh, that's what I want to ask you. Do you ever get noticed do you get noticed?
Yeah, I think TikTok's weird because it's so, you will understand this, but because TikTok shows your video to people based on like location, I think.
Yeah, location, interest,
yeah,
age.
Location, age, but like the factors are so specific. So most young people that are a certain age or that are certain would see your videos, you know. So in Nottingham and in like London, like I was walking on Oxford Street the other day just before work, grabbing a coffee. I'm just having head down. You know how London people walk? I'm just on my phone, like, and this girl stops in front of me. She's like, "Oh my god, I know you from TikTok." I was like, "What do I say?" Like, she knows me. She didn't say she likes me. She said she knows me. I was just like,
okay.
I was like, okay. So I was just like, yeah, hi. And she was like, "I love you." And I was like, "I love you too." And she was like, "Keep it up, seriously." And I was like, "I will, thanks so much." And I just thought it was so bizarre, you know?
It's crazy. And they just, develop that attachment to you and they feel the need to just let you know that they've noticed
and
you.
I appreciate that so much. Like when someone says something nice to me in person, I think that it can make your day, you know? Sometimes you're having a rubbish day and then
it's a little like dopamine hit, just, oh wow, that's
oh wow, yeah.
yeah, nah, it's big, man, but that's great that you jumped on again. It took you to where you are. You never know. So that's smooth. And would you say you grew kind of would you say you were just winging it, because it felt like you naturally got those followers? Like,
yeah, I think I was just winging it. To be fair, I think I've lived quite an interesting life, had quite interesting uni experiences. And I think, like, if I'm talking to the camera, like, with my phone or whatever, I think that I can be quite engaging. Yeah. But yeah, I think that I just winged it, really, and let my life play out how it played out.
Nice.
I must say, though, the importance of social media, I think people underestimate. And especially if you want to be in, like, a client-facing role, I think it's so important to present yourself appropriately. And I don't mean you can't post bikini pictures or you can't post pictures of you on holiday or like you at the club or stuff like that. But I mean that you just need to be so careful. There's so many times I've been with like the team and like other girls or boys have DM'd us asking for like work or like advice, and like we'll go on the Instagram and like, I don't know, they got their middle fingers up and he's just like, no, like this isn't appropriate. This doesn't portray you in the best light. What makes us want to work with you when we know nothing about you and this is the first thing that we see? You with your middle finger up in the picture, or you know, every single picture. Like I post bikini pictures, I post pictures of me on holiday, so that's not the problem. But every single picture is maybe like provocative or like
for sure.
You want to, so you can give like a balance. You can give like, I'm fun, I like to travel, and you can give, I want you to know that I'm sexy all the time, you know? Or you can give like, this is me with my family, this is me with my friends, this is me on holiday, change my hairstyle. Or you can give, I have a massive bum, I have massive boobs, I have a bigger bum than you, and
how was that looked upon then, like other girls, or the other girls that might have messaged you, like looking to get involved?
What was that?
Like the effect of, well, let's say essentially.
For me, it doesn't affect me because I really understand. I grew up in this, so it's not necessarily my perspective, but thinking from the perspective of a 40-year-old who gets the idea of social media, likes it, and they're warming to it, and they're coming across your page. It's very different because I've grown up in it. Yeah. But the impression that you'll give someone like that is very different to the impression that you'll give me, you know? I get it because it's not something you consider. But now it's so prominent that your employers... I got my job from DMing my boss. If I DM my boss and he thought I looked like a joke on my Instagram, he's not going to give me a job, you know? They should be able to maybe tag your Instagram and you not embarrass them, type of thing. That's how you put... You know, you can have fun, you can look pretty, you can look cute, you can, you know, show yourself looking your best and go into the club and partying, all this stuff. with a good balance, that's not embarrassing. But also, like, if you put the wrong stuff or put something that, I don't know. I just think the importance of how you present yourself on social media is very like under.
Yeah, I think first
underrated.
impressions just count,
Yeah.
especially with the short attention spans people have nowadays.
Yeah.
3 seconds, 4 seconds, two pictures. If they don't like what they're seeing, this.
I think photo dumps are really nice because they tend to show like real life what you get up to, all of this stuff, I think that they're cute to have. Not that I do them, but like it gives you insight into what people do. But I just think for anyone who wants a client-facing role and who is attempting to get in front of people via Instagram, you should be presenting an Instagram that you're proud of,
For sure.
It doesn't mean you have to be something you're not. It just means something that you're proud of, whether that's your real life and your family and your friends, or like, you on a holiday, you doing what you love, you doing hobbies. I think that everyone should just be mindful, fingers up, every picture bum out, or like you getting up to mischief, all of this stuff, that maybe doing stuff you shouldn't be doing, you doing balloons on your story, all of this stuff, like you just need to be so mindful, you know?
It's true. How would you say pretty privilege has helped you?
No.
Not at all. Would you, no, let's have a serious conversation. Like, would you say like it's helped you in any way, any shape or form in your life? Like, it must have, but I want you to talk on your experiences of, because I was looking into pretty privilege and I realized it is a thing and people have to accept it. Why not? But I'm just want to ask you.
Yeah, no, sorry, I shouldn't have had that reaction because it definitely is a thing. I think that when people say I got pretty privilege, when people say I have pretty privilege because of how I got this job, I think that's ridiculous because...
Oh, is that what people say? Or?
Yeah, I remember I posted a video once and they're like, oh, she just got it because of pretty privilege. But I really don't think, if you saw the people I work with, I don't think I'm their idea of pretty, I'm not what they look at and think, whoa, like that. Yeah. I'm not their type. So I don't think that has anything to do with it at all. In this instance, but I recognise how it plays out in other aspects. I think being smiley and confident and bubbly and young and looking different to what people may expect altogether combined may help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
but I don't think it's just single-handedly
pretty,
because you can't get away with just being pretty at this job and do well.
Yeah, no, for sure. I can imagine.
You need to execute. No one wants to deal with pretty people who can't do business.
It's just wasting space.
Yeah, pretty people that don't know anything, pretty people that, are useless.
Yeah, no, it's true. And it seems like you've put in that work, so...
Pitting in. I'm not there yet, but I'm trying, seriously.
Yeah. No, you definitely get there, as long as you're consistent. That's great. That's great. I think, so for those watching, what would you say, just 3 little tips for those that may want to get into the game? I would say just in life, not even just real estate, sales in life, just for how you, because it seems like you have set rules of how you, carry out your life and it's working, so.
Don't be afraid of the word no.
Good one. That's a good
one.
When
I was 16, 15, less than that, I think 14 maybe. When I was 14, I wanted to be a presenter, right?
I think you said the rule. Now you look like one still.
Thanks. When I was 14, I wanted to be a presenter. Maybe it was 14 or 15. One of those ages. And my mum used to work for the Open University opposite MTV's like studios and their head offices in Camden. And I went into work with my mum one day. I was like, oh, Mum, do you think that if I went to MTV, they'd give me some work? She was like, Remy, don't be stupid. No one in there. I know no one in there. They've got security guards outside the whole of the front. You're not even going to get in. I was like, okay. When she went into the office and turned her back, I was quite dressed up that day for some reason. And I looked quite mature when I was that age anyway. But I literally just walked in behind someone else into MTV's offices, head offices.
At 14?
Yeah, at 14. I don't know what I was thinking looking back. I didn't fear anything though. Oh. I wasn't scared of the word no. So I literally just followed someone, walked in behind them as if I was meant to be there. You walk this isn't,
With
I wasn't
power.
wandering around the place like this. Like I walked like this is my office, I know where to go. And I got through the doors, past the security, and I went to the first person I found. The first person I found happened to be head of HR or PR.
Wow.
I said, hi, I'm Reme, I'm 15 years old and I'd really want to go into presenting. Can you help me? She was like, what? She was like, how did you get in here? And I was like, can you help me? And she was like, and I had a conversation with her. I had a conversation with her. It ended up going really well. And she said, listen, write your name and number down and email. If anything pops up, I'll let you know. And I was like, okay. And I went. And when I left, my mum was like, Reme, like, don't ever do that again. You're just embarrassing me. Like, how can you do that? And a month later, they emailed me and they said, we admire your confidence. We're having like this massive, like, few weeks of PR and some event they were doing. We want, some young people's input in how we can like make this better. We'd love for you to come work with us for a few weeks.
Wow.
I met Tiny Temper. I met the mayor. I met Steep Khan at the time.
At 14?
I think it was 15. I worked with Channel 5 and MTV. I had front row seats to their event, like all from walking into a place that I wasn't supposed to be in, but I did not have, any access to.
This is big. I hope you lot are taking notes. Wow.
Just from like not being scared of the word no, If I was scared that, that I'd embarrass myself.
Yeah, if you listen to your mum.
Yeah, if I listen to my mum, I'm not saying don't listen to your mum, but like if I listen to my mum, I definitely wouldn't. I've got it, The same with my job when I worked in retail sales. I worked in Russell and Bromley. Now, Russell and Bromley, most people don't know, is a commission job as well, right? Russell and Bromley, for people who don't know, they sell like shoes and bags, about like £300, £400. So it's not like luxury, but it's like semi-luxury. And I worked there at 16. That was like my first proper job. And interestingly, I walked into Swarovski, printed out my CV that day. And I just tend to walk into all the shops and ask them, find the manager and ask them for a job. So I found the manager in Swarovski. Hi, I'm Reme, lovely to meet you. And they said, hi. And I said, can I speak to your manager, please? And the manager came and I said, hi, I'm Reme, lovely to meet you. And she was even colder. And she was like, what do you want? And I said, do you have any vacancies? And she looked me up and down and she said, no. And I thought, wow, that's like soul crushing. She wasn't even nice. She didn't even say, leave your CV and come back.
Wow.
She just said no. And I just walked out. And the second shop I went into was Russell and Bromley. So I think Swarovski were paying maybe £8 an hour at the time. And Russell and Bromley were paying £10 an hour plus commission. And I walked into Russell, I didn't know this. I walked into Russell and Bromley and I said, can I speak to your manager? Spoke to the manager. Me and the manager got on so well. And he thought I was a lot older than I was. I was 16. Just to clarify, the thing with MTV was more like 2 or 3 weeks work of work. And this was like an actual job. So I was like 15, 16. And I got an interview on the spot. Wow. And then I got the job and I was the youngest person at the branch and I was getting more money and I ended up working to be like the best salesperson at Russell and Bromley. I was earning like £23 an hour at 16,
Wow.
From commission. And if I got upset from the no from Swarovski, or if I'd been scared to go into Russell and Bromley because Swarovski just told me no, I would never have got that job.
They're next to each other, I guess.
They were like near each other.
Yeah, that's really big. But you have that consistency and that drive and persistence. So just keep going.
Someone tells me no, like take it, move on, next.
Yeah, next.
Next.
Yeah, no, literally, it's so true. That is so, and it's crazy that you had that mindset at
I didn't think like that though. I wasn't thinking if someone tells me no, just move on. I just thought,
okay.
I think I was just insane, really. I had no boundaries or barriers. I was just that confident in my ability to get what I want,
Yeah, for sure.
But now I look back, I process it like, no can't scare you. The worst thing anyone can ever tell you is no. I asked PB, can I come on your podcast? He could have said no, I don't want you. Then I would.
I said yes, though. I was actually trying to get her on. Actually,
so you just never know. You can't be scared of the word no. That's the most important thing. Second is be kind, because you never know. You never know, like, who can help you out in the future, and you don't know what impression you leave on people. And I think that I think that every interaction you have with someone, you should try and make it a good one. I know that's not realistic, or I think maybe that's too idealistic, but I think that you should just be kind to people, because you just never know who they are and how they can help you in the future.
It's very true. You never know who knows who.
Everyone knows everyone. And when people leave university and leave school, they'll recognize this even more, especially if you go into industries like real estate or finance or law, distribution, like even business and distribution, all this stuff. Everyone knows everyone.
Yeah, that's big. And what would you say the final tip, just a life tip, just for someone?
Spend money on experiences.
Experiences.
Yeah. Don't waste it on things that don't have value.
Yeah, don't buy stuff to make yourself feel better.
Feel good, yeah. You should be respected. You should feel good without that. If you need a bag or shoes or designer or glitzy outfit to make you feel good and respected and like the man or like that girl, then you're not that girl. Or you're not that man, The men that come into the room and hold weight without all of that designer stuff, they have the real power. And the girls that walk into the room without all of that stuff, they hold the real power. And you should aim to be like that. Don't let clothes and bags and shoes validate you.
That's big, man. Again, guys, I really hope you lot took in what she was saying. She's got some real
Thanks
gems.
so much for having me. Had the best time.
It was great to have you on, just to see your point of view and how you see things. So it's good, and I wish you all the luck in your journey. It's gonna be big. I hope you do well with your uni exams as well. Man, we both got to work hard.
Dissertation in 5 weeks, and I work full time.
Definitely. Good luck. But I hope you lot. Actually, before I end, where are you next flying off to?
I'm going to Mexico in 2 weeks. I haven't had a holiday for a few months, so I'm really excited.
Quick one. Top 3 places you visited?
I don't know. Probably Jamaica. I think my home country is like Jamaica and Nigeria, and then maybe Morocco, because I love like spas and massages and stuff. Morocco's a good spa holiday.
Yeah.
I want to go to Mauritius this year. I'm going to Mexico, so that's ticked off my list. I want to go to Mauritius, and I really want to go to Zanzibar and do a real life safari.
Wow, she's mentioning countries I don't know, but I just know they're right. But I need to even expand. She was telling me I need to expand on my lists of countries.
You need to have like a bucket list. Everyone should have like things I want to do before I die list.
Yeah,
No, for sure. I want to jump. I've done skydiving. I've jumped out of a plane. I want to do a safari. I want to swim with sharks. Wow. I want to skate in Canada on like the real ice. I want to maybe climb Mount Everest or something like that.
Yeah, wow, that's a lot.
Whatever you want. I want to learn how to fly a plane. You need to figure out what you want to do.
Yeah, for sure. What would you say? You write it down and put a list on your wall? How does that?
No, I don't know. Skydiving was always top of the list. So when I went to Dubai, I skydived straight away. But let me find my bucket list.
What the indoor or the outdoor?
Outdoor.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, like plane. It was so much fun. But I nearly died. But it was so much fun. I wonder if I can find it.
Yeah, no, that's big, man.
What do you want to do? You must have some things.
Yeah, no, I have bucket list, but I feel like I'm more of a spontaneous person. So if I just see it, like someone doing it, I want to do that, so I just do it. But I think when I'm going, I probably want to do the main thing. I mean, just have fun. More times drive cars, drive fast.
Car guy.
Yeah. Drive fast cars. I want to start drifting. I want to do all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. So. That's what you should do in your spare time. This is what I mean by like cool hobbies. I don't mean like small hobbies. Like, you can go to the F1 track or just hire out these cars and do it as lessons. Like, take lessons. You should be doing this in your spare time, This is what I think people should do, like cool hobbies. Yeah,
I think it's just good conversation starters, and it just makes yourself...
How was your weekend? Oh, just drove whatever car it is,
Yeah, so it's just better. But no, that's definitely the way, man. No, experiences all the way.
And a hot air balloon. That's on my list, yeah. A Mount Everest rock climbing trip. Stay in Giraffe Manor in Kenya.
Wow.
Set up my own charity. Swim with sharks. Bungee jump in Australia. And ice skate in the frozen river in Canada. Yeah.
Wow. That's big stuff, man. And I hope you lot took something from that. Hope you lot enjoyed it. You already know it's Pokey Banks, baby.
Thanks for having me. Thanks so much.
Let's get it.